to Daybreak USA.
The title of the CBS 48 Hours is Driven to Extremes, and senior executive producer Susan Zirinsky is joining us to give us the lowdown. I love their investigative journalism and how they have years sometimes to follow a story and give us updates, and I love it when they show the bad guy or gal getting caught. Hi, Susan.
Hi, how are you? Good morning. I promise next week, because since I'm looking at you, you'll be able to look at me.
Yes, yeah, we're doing live stream now, so I'm up, and Susan can see me, but I can't see her. Okay, so what's this one about? Driven to Extremes.
This is a very Texas crime of passion story. Sudden passion's a legal term for a profoundly human moment. You're entrenched in the heat of that moment. You're unable to think clearly. And that very well may be the case of Frances Hall, a Texas wife, married for over 30 years, a mother, a grandmother. She became so unhinged by her husband's infidelity that when circumstances put her on a road with her husband's lover and him on his motorcycle, Peter Van Sant is our correspondent, and we find a situation that's driven to extremes. I know you have a little clip, so let's take a listen and we'll talk some more.
I think that a lot of women see successful men, attractive men, they think, I want a piece of that. It doesn't matter if they're married or not.
Texas defense lawyer Lee Cutter knows a thing or two about jealous women, having just finished defending Frances Hall, a wife charged with murdering her unfaithful husband, trucking executive and millionaire Bill Hall Jr.
Bill Hall loved Frances and his children, but Bill's fatal flaw is that he also liked the attention of younger women.
My mother was on the verge of a nervous breakdown because Bonnie was taunting her constantly.
She's texting and calling Frances. Bonnie would call her every explicit name in the book.
It was a toxic love triangle destined to explode, and it did. Frances Hall was stopped at a light on this road outside of San Antonio, and she saw her husband Bill atop his Harley Davidson, followed closely by Bonnie driving the Hall family car.
I get a phone call from my mama, and she said, I just saw your dad, and I just saw Bonnie. I'm turning around. I'm going to confront her.
Frances was revved up and driving her old Cadillac Escalade. She hit the gas and began pursuing Bonnie's car.
They're coming this way. They're still going 85, 90 miles an hour.
Frances was out for blood.
Prosecutor Stephanie Pollison.
Frances Hall took a 10 death tank to what should have been a fist fight.
I don't think anyone imagined that by the end of that day, there would be a dead body.
Whoa. Okay, so she chases after the mistress and
is it accident or murder? The husband, who's riding a motorcycle, ends up colliding with Frances, his wife. He gets thrown off the motorcycle. He's dead. So who's responsible for this murder? Is it the mistress or is it the wife? There really is a legal classification called crime of passion. And we get the interview with Frances Hall, her first interview, and you listen to somebody, you look at them, and you profoundly believe that she adored her husband. There's a particularly interesting segment in Bill Hall's cousin, who is also a big biker. And he kind of said to Peter Van Sant, if you've been in a marriage for more than 30 years, Bill loved Frances. He loved her, but he also had cheated before, and she kind of stuck with him. So I think he kind of thought it was an open marriage and it was okay. But this woman, Bonnie Contreras, she tortured Frances. She sent constant texts. You old hag, you have a miserable marriage. And I can't even say what she said on the radio. And she sent pictures of them in doing intimate things. So this woman was really, really tortured by the woman he was having an affair with. The woman he was having an affair with thought he was going to get married. So this is a question of where is justice and what is justice?
So the mistress tortures the wife, sends pictures, says horrible things because she wants them to separate so she can marry him. He's just having an affair. He has no intention of dumping his wife. The wife sees them together in two different vehicles, gets really fired up and chases after them and ends up hitting the husband's motorcycle and he
kills
goes flying
him.
off. Oh,
and he
my
is
gosh.
dead. So that's
okay, so this is a Saturday night?
10 o'clock, and we have a 9 o'clock, which is an update of a family killed in California, ends up by their own son. And that happens. Actually, there's a court hearing today, so we're going to find out what happens. So at 9 and 10, and you can reach us on social media, cbsnews.com, 48 hours. We're on Facebook and Twitter. We'll be live. Somebody said I should Facebook Live while I'm tweeting. I don't know if I have that many hands, but we'll see.
Maybe we'll figure out. We'll help you with that one. All right, Susan Zirinsky, 48 Hours Senior Executive Producer. Thank you, Susan.
Angie, definitely coming up live with picture next week because I love seeing you.
Excellent. We'll be live next week, and she'll be up on Facebook Live with me and the other places where we stream, like YouTube. Thanks, Susan. Okay, we're talking Kendall Jenner's stalker, Elton John writing a book. In this morning's entertainment headlines, we're joined by Ben Olson. Good morning, Ben Olson.
Good morning, Angie. Here's what's happening. Kendall Jenner said she was terrified when an alleged stalker followed her home. She told a Los Angeles jury yesterday that the man followed her into the driveway of her Hollywood Hills property in August. She said he pounded on her car window as she called friends for help. Rapper Coolio is facing prison time for an incident with a gun at Los Angeles International Airport. The rapper was charged yesterday with a count of felony possession of a firearm. The 53-year-old was arrested last month at LAX for trying to get a handgun in a backpack through security. He'll be arraigned later this month and faces up to 3 years in prison. A former Miss Utah is among the women accusing Donald Trump of inappropriate behavior. The woman told NBC News that Trump embraced her and gave her a kiss on the lips during the 1997 beauty pageant. Trump issued a statement saying he didn't even know her. Donald Trump is denouncing the latest allegations of groping and kissing women without their consent. He said the claims are fictional, lies, and false smears. Elton John is writing an autobiography. The book is expected in 2019 and will reportedly document the musician's crazy life. Some will say the video for The Weeknd's False Alarm is action-packed, and others will label the clip disturbingly violent. Released yesterday, the video for the second single off the Grammy-winning singer's new Starboy album includes a parental advisory warning at the beginning. The nearly 6-minute film includes a violent bank robbery, kidnapping, and lots of gunfire, explosions, and blood. I'm Ben Olson for Daybreak USA.
Yes, you are, Ben Olson. And coming up, Ben, we've got, thank you, the incredible yard robot. It'll rake leaves and even shovel snow for you this winter. How cool is that? I mean, come on. I live in Denver. I would love to have something that, well, wait a second. I do have something that shovels my snow. It's called a husband. Hello. And then I'm growing up a young man. So now my husband has a helper. All right. A normal sized chicken delivers this, lays this gigantic egg. Like, it's as big as the chicken. Like, how does that happen? That and some other hard news coming up next. Great.